guys, today I am going to be telling you 10 things that colleges don't tell you about college. Also, if you hear something in the back, my mom is on a Zoom call, so I have my, as usual, my little notepad. So let's just start. Also, some of these may be a little opinionated and maybe a little university specific, I'm not sure, but this is just what I've experienced, and I'm almost done with my degree and I could not be happier. So let's begin. Number one, no matter what your situation was at home or wherever you lived before college, you might be homesick in some form or fashion. I thought I was so ready to leave. You know, everyone's so ready to go out and be away from their house after high school. And you get there and it's like, oh, I kind of miss these things that I didn't realize I missed. But you know what? That goes away. You will get used to it. But I just think that's something nobody really talks about because, you know, you want people to be really excited to go to school. I get it. Number two, many majors cannot get you a job and nobody talks about this. Of course, colleges don't talk about it because they want you to give them money. And I guess people don't want to encourage people who are really excited to go into a field that won't get them a job, probably. If you think you're going to get some type of job with a bachelor's degree that requires maybe some more schooling that they didn't tell you about, or it may require something a little bit different than what you were thinking in the first place, then that can mess you up later down the road. And people aren't really that transparent about it until you're really in the program or until you're, you know, about to graduate and it's too late to change. So, moral of the story, make sure you do your research and that you can get a job that you want to get with the degree you're gonna get. I can only think of like a handful of majors that will get you a job right out of college. Like, okay, all of business, nursing, engineering, computer science, education. I guess you could get like a research job or teaching job with biology or physics or something like that. I don't know, it's just, I don't know. I can think of tons of majors that will not by themselves get you into a position you probably want to be in. Things like English or chemistry or kinesiology. Things like that. You gotta go further to do other things, or you're just like, you just have a degree at that point. Okay, number three, people come and go like never before, I swear. Like, you might be super good friends with this one person and then like the next day you have a falling out and then you never talk to them again. Or you never met this person before, you meet them randomly and now you guys are super close. This seems to be a universal experience that people come and go like crazy, and you just gotta remember it's all gonna work out. Number four, suddenly you're responsible for everything in your life. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have a really smooth transition from like living at home to being responsible for every facet of my life. Even just the little things, like when my mom would take out the trash. Well, now I had to take out the trash all the time, you know? And just keeping up with work and classes and studying and going to the grocery store and showering and cooking and eating. It's just something that's really hard to learn at the beginning. It's just a lot and I wasn't prepared. So yeah. Oh, this next one is an opinion. This is number 5, and I don't think college should be the best 4 years of your life. I don't know whose idea that was. Like, imagine you peak at 18 through 22 and then you never have a better time in your life. I know that's not exactly what it means, but I don't know, I just refuse to think about it like that, especially in my situation. This has probably been the worst time of my life. My college experience has been a constant grind and probably a little bit different from people who go to college and have fun. But, you know, just try to remember that these are not the best 4 years of your life if you don't want them to be. There. Number 6, it is a lot harder to stay or get healthy when you're in college, at least in my opinion, because you're gonna have friends who are gonna ask you to go out to eat and you're gonna be like, yeah, that sounds fun. Or you're going to be super tired and super stressed and just want to eat or sleep. Maybe you have trouble sleeping or trouble getting yourself into bed if you live with roommates who stay up super late, or if you want to go out and whatever. You don't have anybody to regulate you or to help you make decisions, and so that makes it really hard when it comes to food and sleep and exercise for me. You have to be super self-driven and it's just a little harder, especially without high school sports motivating you as well. I don't know. It's just different and it's just something to get used to. Oh, number 7, get professional experience, because a lot of majors, it is completely necessary. So for example, in my field, in nutrition and dietetics, you really should have professional experience because you have a lot better chance of getting a job and or an internship, and that's just how it goes. But in general, I think it's a lot better to have professional experience than to not before you graduate. Number 8, the president's list, a 4.0 GPA. That's all overrated. I've even heard that some employers prefer you don't have a 4.0 because it shows that you're good with people, I guess. Or you know that you have a life outside of school, because a 4.0 can sometimes say like, okay, all you did was school, what else do you got going for you? So it's overrated, whatever, it's okay. Grades are just grades. Number 9, you might want to change majors 1,000 times, and that's okay. I think it's crazy to think at 18 years old you should know what you want to do. Some people do, and some people just go through with it and they finish in 4 years and they get whatever they want to do and they're happy. But like for me, I switched majors probably 4 or 5 times before I settled down, and I'm still not happy, to be honest. That's a whole nother story though. But I'm figuring it out, and it's okay because you're still changing so much all the time. And if you think you want to be a doctor freshman year and you're like, oh my gosh, do I really want to do this anymore? Please do not keep going just because you've already started in pre-med or pre-dental or whatever. Do something that interests you more, that will get you a job, that will fulfill you in the long run. And it's okay if you graduate with a degree that you're like, oh, I actually want to change again. Because then you move on to master's or doctorate or nothing at all, and you do something completely different. You do whatever you want. I know that's super vague. It's super not helpful, but each situation is different, and it's hard to speak on all of them without being vague. So, like for example, I am getting a degree in nutrition and dietetics, and I feel like I've never actually wanted to be a dietitian, but it's something I've always been interested in, I've always been good in, so I've stuck with it, and I've learned a lot. It's really interesting, but being a dietitian is not for me. I am much more interested in business and working in a different kind of setting than healthcare. So we're gonna do a little switch and get an MBA. And so, you know, you just gotta do something completely different sometimes. Anyway, that was a little rant. And finally, number 10, it's not that deep. Always remember that. This is one phase of your life in one location, and there's a whole nother world out there, a whole set of other experiences to have. And after college, you might feel like, oh my gosh, none of that mattered. None of that I stressed about 2-3 years ago mattered. And there is so much more than grades, academic validation, and poor friendships that you wish you didn't have. You will get out of all of that. It's all not gonna matter, and you should focus on being happy. You really should, and to stress the least amount as possible. Those are the 10 things that people don't tell you about college, and I hope you found this helpful or reassuring in some way. I'll have to do some more like this because I got a lot to say about college. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.